Hi, this is Johnny Laitadayan of Iloilo Living Farm. Currently, I am an OFW in Singapore. Together with my family here, we are staying in Singapore. And currently, I am working from home for more than 2 months because of the COVID-19, which is seriously threatening all of our lives, all our safety. So, for Iloilo Living Farm, today is a tough time. This year we are supposed to, this coming few months, June, by right, we will be moving from Singapore to Philippines and settle to start to do our full-time goat farming in the Philippines. But right now we are not very sure with the current situation. Hopefully things will come back fast, come back to normal, and hopefully flight from Singapore to Iloilo will be resumed. Otherwise, we will be staying here longer in Singapore, longer than what we have planned. So today in this video, we would like to share to you about the Iloilo Living Farm. This is in preparations. Basically, the objective of this video is in preparations for our farm, since we will be doing it full time. We will doing it serious by now. This is the first time that I myself show my face in the video. I am not sure if this will continue, as in our plan we will might be conducting some knowledge sharings, experience sharings in the future. Once we already doing it full time, we will have plenty of time of doing that. But since me and my wife, my family here in Singapore, we are working in a company, in a private company. My wife is working in Agilent. I am working in Micron Technology as an engineer. So our time dedicated to our farm is like just a spare time. But obviously we started this good farm seriously. We spend time, money, resources to start this farm in the aim to have our job, our livelihood, source of our income in the Philippines once the time we are going to settle in the Philippines. And we believe the time has come. Year 2020, we, based on our plan this year, we should be able to do it full time, our dairy goat farm. So as a background of Iloilo Living Farm, basically Iloilo Living Farm is the name itself from Iloilo. So basically we have in Panay Island, we are staying in Panay Island. So why we name it Iloilo is we love the place. Iloilo is our a good place. We are very proud, the people and the society, that Ilonggos are building up in our place. So that's why we really aim to start business in there, to settle back there and find a good source of income. Once we manage it, I think life will be good for us. So, and that is also where we aiming to raise our children as we grow. So Iloilo is a good place. So that's why we name our farm based on the name. But apparently when we register business to the DTI, we are not able to use Iloilo anymore. It's because I think since 2012 they changed the law that we should not name the business name based on the known place or provinces or any town. It should be business names, should not be using Iloilo. So the registered name of Iloilo Living Farm is Ilo2X Living Farm. So Iloilo Living Farm has started its operation since 3 years ago. We started at towards the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017. 2017 we already have those animals, but we started with Iloilo Living Farm with a very small stocks, very few heads, and moving on we keep accumulating our goats. So Iloilo Living Farm, we basically started to plan to have this farm. Originally, not because we really want the goat farm or we really want the dairy. The time when we trying to start to plan our move back to Philippines, a few years back, since 2013 actually, we've been trying to plan out how we can exit in Singapore and we can find our own livelihood in the Philippines, because we basically, our family there are all rely on farming and not really a big farm that they owned, or not really as a source of livelihood. So we thought originally we started with duck farming. Duck farming is because for me myself, I know about duck farming. When I was a kid, after grade 4 elementary, I stopped. I quit school, and my parents asked me to taking care of flocks of ducks. That is around 250 ducks to help my parents' livelihood. So basically, I taking care of the flocks of ducks for more than a year, from summer then to the next summer. So I know ducks. I've been following them in the rice field for more than a year. So I know very well. I have a basic knowledge on how to do it. I know that ever since the time when I was primary, duck is really profitable, because with 250 heads or less, we are able to survive as a family. My family is basically a big family, and that's the only source of income we have that time. So I know very well that duck is a good source of income. But the thing about that is like my parents, the way we taking care of dogs is very very traditional. In my plan, we want to change the way it is being done. I think I know there are something can be improved in there in the dog. So our plan at the time is like we want to do duck farming in a stationary place. So that means we have to find a farm with access in the water, basically near the creek or continuous flow of water. But along the way, while we are trying to find a farm for our duck project, we are not able to find a very suitable farm, agricultural farm to use. So me and my wife has discussed that we need to have alternatives. So that time we started to look another option. So upon researching on the internet, hearing from other agricultural people, the suggestions or the research we did, it come out to be a good alternative is a goat. And that time we have zero knowledge on goat farming basically by that time. And then what we did was planning, keep searching, researching, building up knowledge related to goats, and trying to convince ourselves whether how goats can be profitable. So upon researching, getting knowledge, we try to get online course. I take online course from Singapore government. I think there is an e-learning the government has, the Department of Agriculture. And then I also took online course from Langston University to get a certificate. And the course is well written, well organized, and that's give me a lot good foundations, basic knowledge on the goat. That is all theoretical. Basically practical and stuff is very very different compared to what theoretical is. So After we have done basic knowledge, basic principles on goat farming, goat raising, we start to plan to create the feasibility study. That is just for us to convince ourselves that we are doing things right, that we have a plan, and at least we know what we are going to do. Feasibility study, those involves financial cash flow and stuff, and you have to understand the steps that you are going to do. You are able to see from there the financials, the equipments that you need to do. Although me and my wife did a very good feasibility study, I guess, but apparently the knowledge that we gather around that time is still not enough. So we continue to. So basically, the thing is that feasibility study and the actual is still very different. Unless you have experienced it and write feasibility study, then I think maybe more accurate. But as an OFW in Singapore, we are working in a technology company. We hold computers. We are far away already from the farm. We don't have business experience until today, or maybe until 3 years ago. So basically, the feasibility study is a bit, not a bit, too much out to the actual reality when doing good business farming. So, but at least the steps, the flow of things we knew. So building up knowledge is very important in starting a good raising. So go back to about the Iloilo Living Farm. So that is how we come up with a good farming. From originally the plan is duck farming. We cannot find land, then we find alternative options to do, and we found goats. And then we found goats is feasible, lands is able to find. The criteria is more relaxed compared to finding a lands for ducks. So building up knowledge on what we do, making feasibility study, and then the next steps is starting a business. So in starting a business, after we did a feasibility study, we realized, me and my wife, is that like we need the money that we have the time is not enough to start the goat farming. Is because we have to acquire land. Criteria in acquiring lands has you should have some criteria in acquiring lands. So basically, and then starting to build the facility. So you need a big money actually in the goat farming, because the reason is in the goat farming that we choose, we want dairy and dairy goat, and should be a purebred Nubian. The reason why we choose is because we want high value kind of products. So some people I know have started with the native goats and upgrade and keep upgrading and convert into purebred. But based on the study that we have, this will take very long time to get a profit, because you started with very small capital. Yeah, although it's feasible, small capital is okay, but the thing is that the growth of your product is slow, in a sense that your product is not as high value. The native goats, your product is not as high value as the purebred. So that's why we choose purebred, because it is high value. Dairy is because we want multiple product when we have it. And then profit margin wise, in the dairy is bigger compared to the meat, unless you are a breeder. But we do not aim actually to become like all the way become a breeder. We want uh, production company, a production business. So that's why we want something that produce, so we sell, and then we still have our own asset. So that's the advantage of dairy goats actually to the meat type, because in the meat type you are selling your including your asset. For the dairy goats, you are, let's say you are not a breeder, you are a milk producer, you are accumulating your own herd, and then but still keeping those herd, you are selling only milk. Okay, so that's why we choose, that's one of the big points that we choose dairy goat. And then along the way we started okay, we realized we don't have enough money. Okay, let's get back to that topic. We realized we don't have enough money, so we wait for a while. Then also in my, that was around 2013, so around that time also, so we me and my wife has agreed that okay, let's wait for a while. We don't have enough money, we do not push ourselves too much, those things that are not achievable. Okay, so then along the way waiting for a while, then we start to save a little bit of money, and we decided to start around the beginning of 2015. We started to, no, beginning of 2016, we started to mobilize the project. Mobilize means we started to find land, you know, and even in finding lands is not easy, especially if you have some criteria to that you have put. Let's say in the land you want to buy lands that has maybe within, okay, starting a business in dairy, in, I think it's makes sense to all kinds of business. So basically it's like when you start a business is you have to consider your distance to your customer, to your consumer. So basically the criteria that we have put in our business is that it should be within an hour to our customer. So we know that we are going to start in Iloilo. So our criteria is to find land within 1 hour from Iloilo City, because that is where our customer, in case we will produce milk. So basically that is the very criteria that we set. Then the next criteria we set is that if we can find land, it should be accessible to the road, because the idea is that if you have a farm, you will be you are producing milk every day. You have to go to your farm every day, you have to deliver to your product to the supermarket or to your customer, and you should have a good roads to use, accessible to your car, because that will be your daily life, basically, when you are going to do it in a full time. So we consider that is one of the another criteria that when we find land. So finding land, basically, even if you have money, if you have criteria on buying lands, is not that easy. You are not going to get it fast, because basically everybody, not all the lands in the Philippines are for sale. And based on your criteria, you have to find lands, you have to consider pricings are vary from very low to a very high, because people value their lands differently. So you have to find until you keep waiting. So this one takes around like almost 9 months until we found, oh, there is this land, and okay, it's a small half-hectare only, but it has a very it has some quite a lot of plus points. So we decided to buy this land. Plus points means actually is because this land is surrounded by fence, half-hectare of lands, 5,333 square meter. That is where Iloilo Living Farm facility right now is there. surrounded by fence, and then the land has already a staff house. We already have like a house in there, but no one is staying yet. No one is staying yet. There is already an electricity, and there is already a source of water. So basically, this land, although the owner sell it to us expensive, I would say it's expensive compared to other lands in that area. But we took this land. It's because everything is already convenient. You can already start immediately. So we took the land. That time is towards the end of 2016, and then planning wise, we continue. We start to purchase. Excuse me. We purchase this land, okay, and then already starting to mobilize people to start building up a facility. And then I already have discussed on some sellers of goats to purchase. So by that time, towards the end of 2016 or beginning of 2019, we already have halfway facility is there, and then the goats start to come, and that is where we continue Iloilo Living Farm moving forwards. So starting in 2017 January, we get our license from. We already started to register our business. We get a DTI, Department of Trade and Industry license, and then after that, after we get register and a name in there, we go to the municipality to register our business in a local municipality. Go to the barangay to get some clearance that okay, we are going to start a goat farm business in there. So that's it for the meantime about Iloilo Living Farm. Some considerations that we have right now. The situation is not very good because of the COVID-19. Although our operations there in the farm is act as normal, we stop delivering milk for the meantime, is because I scared that my people will get infected from the city once they go to the city. But other than that, farming, our people continue operations. So right now, we are waiting for some of our breeder does that is going to give birth around June and July, and we are waiting for another batch of breeding season around May and June. So we will have a busy day in the coming months, and hopefully for us who are currently OFW in Singapore, we will move back to Iloilo to do this full time. Right now, this house that we have purchased 5 years ago, we already sold. The problem now is that we are expecting to the new owner of this house is that expecting us to leave the house by June 15, but right now we don't have the air ticket yet. It's because Singapore and Iloilo flight has been terminated. It's because of the COVID. Both Singapore has a national circuit breaker. Now is the 11th day, and in the Philippines, I think the enhanced community quarantine is being implemented until end of April. So hopefully things will get better. Everything will be okay, and then the flight will be resumed, but we don't have that visibility yet. By the time, hopefully June, we are in Iloilo. For sure, when we arrive there, we will quarantine ourselves first, and before we can even see our goats in the farm. So right now, yeah, everyone has to taking care. Okay, yeah, that's it for the meantime for Iloilo Living Farm. Okay, basically this video is to give you a glance of Iloilo Living Farm. So from here onwards, I guess after June, we will creating more videos for our farm. we will share more ideas. A lot of requests from our Facebook page. Currently, we already have 8,100 likes in our Iloilo Living Farm page, and a lot of requests from our followers to create videos, but we are hesitate because we cannot talk about farming while we are here because it doesn't make sense. It's because although I monitor my people closely, the operation of the farm, I see it closely from my farm manager there. I command what things has to be done, what what needs to be set up. But the point is, I am here in Singapore. Everything was remotely operated. The progress is based on how good, how diligent is my farm manager, which is my oldest brother, to follow my instructions. And basically, it's the current operation of the farm is more costly. Is because I am not there. We are not there. So yeah, once we are there, I guess for sure we will lose a big income, bulk of money that is coming in from us, our salary, my wife's salary, my salary from Singapore will stop, and my wife, and we will be relying all to the farm. But right now we are very confident that I think we will succeed. I hope. I hope you pray for us that we will succeed, and we will continue to progress from this year onward, and we might be able to get a good company that we can be proud of. So Iloilo Living Farm, I think, is one of a lifetime project that me and my wife will be working on, and we will dedicate all our hard work to that project. And yeah, as me and my wife as a team, I think we will be working good. We will have a good collaborations with our people there. So once we are there, I think, yeah, looking forward, you will see more videos that we might be creating. We are creating more videos for our farm to share to everyone how things go on, how we do things. We don't want to give one of the main reason why we don't really make videos is because we want only to share our experience. Basically, we don't want to share those other people's experience, although we know other people's experience is very different, but and can also be the same. But the thing is that the reliability of the informations that you provide to the people is should be accurate if it is your experience. So right now, in these past 3 years, although we are here in Singapore, the farm is operating remotely. We did have a lot of experience managing people, setting up the farm, a lot of bad and good experience, but bad experience, good learnings are there. So I think we will share that on the upcoming videos that we will be doing in the next coming months, maybe. And we will be happy if you guys able to follow us and yeah, share to other people who are interested. What we really do, what we really aim for me and my wife right now is like to provide good 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 source of income to basically to our farm and also to the people around there. So actually, honestly, when we have started the farm, we employ a lot of people in the surrounding area. It's just that people there has to be trained, dedications has to teach them how to do things right. Although liberal mindset is very different than these people who has really a long-term mindset. So that's what we want to improve in our area. and hopefully we are able to provide a stable income to the people around there. And us also as people who are striving for a good future, I think this is a good shot for us. This is one of a lifetime opportunity that we will be that we will be facing. So hopefully wish us success, and yeah, that's all, I guess. From Iloilo Living Farm, Johnny Lai Dadayan, currently an OFW in Singapore, and yeah, wish us luck. Thank you.